Hello, welcome back to Explain 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and today we are going to be looking at something that I think is going to be very important for my own flying and maybe for you guys as well, and that is the London VFR add-on available on the Explain forums. Link to this add-on will be in the description box below. So I'm going to be taking you through this London VFR 1.2 add-on. This is actually a new version because there's some, as you can see, PNG files need to be removed, which gives us a much smaller file size. So the things have been edited, and you can see that it was submitted very recently. But look at this, 960 objects. So we're going to be having a look at this, and it works in both Explain 10 and 11. So we're going to see exactly what happens on this one. So I'll show you how to download it, or well, downloading is very easy, but I'll show you how to install it, a small tweak that you have to make for Explain 11.25, I believe, and above. And then we're actually going to fly around London and see what kind of impact it has on our frames, and also how it's actually changed London. If you want to see my first flight over London, go have a look a few episodes back or a few videos back, and I do take an aircraft over London, and I explain what is missing. I explain what's not there and what really needs to be there, and how it's confusing me with the placement of some objects and stuff. So we're going to be considering taking that into consideration and seeing how this is changed. So make sure you stay tuned for... Actually, I don't know how long this video is going to be, for as long as it takes for us to check out London with this add-on. So maybe about half hour, 45 minutes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually download the file. Very easy to download this file. Like I said, the link is in the description box if you want to download it. It'll take you to the Explain.org community website, the forum, and you'll have to log in, I believe, and then you just click download the file. Nice and easy, and it's done. And it will take you to a Google Drive account, I believe, and it's an 800 meg download. So once you've done that, we can go ahead and let's go ahead and open up our game mods folder. So this is my game mods folder for Explain 11. As I always recommend, always download it to a completely separate folder. So all you've got to do is, there you go, you can see 80,000 kilobytes, 880 meg thereabouts. Just go ahead and extract it, as you always do. It's a 2.4 gigabyte total size, so that's what's going to be going into your system, 2.4 gigabytes. I'm sure with a lot of people they have the systems they now require. It'll take a little bit of time. As you can see, it is quite compressed. And once that's done, we just need to copy this entire folder. We don't even need to go into the folder. Just copy the entire folder, or cut the entire folder, and place it in the custom scenery folder right here on the Explain, on your Explain install. So just to show you how to go to that, this is the Explain root folder. Go to custom scenery and literally just place it right there. And that's all you need to do to ensure that it's installed. Now, because Explain have started adding London scenery themselves, there is going to be a slight change that needs to be made. So after you do that, we need to open up this configuration file, this INI file. So you can see I've got it brought up. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this line here, scenery pack custom scenery / explain landmarks - London. That one we need to disable. Now there's two ways to go about this. I'm going to show you how to disable this, but if you want the 4 landmarks that Explain have included and have to get rid of them from the new one, that needs to go into an overlay editor, and I might show you that in another video. But for now, we're going to just do this nice and easy. We're going to get rid of this. So the easiest way for us to do this is just go scenery pack, add an underscore there, and type in disabled. That's all we need to do. So that's that, job done, not a problem. We can now save that. Now also, if you want, just to make it easier, you can actually add in the scenery pack here for the new one. So we can go scenery, there we go, and again we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go custom scenery / and now all we've got to do is give it this name here which is London VFR. So you can see it's just literally just the name of that. So that's nice and easy. Capital L, capital VFR, easily done. And also I've noticed that I've put an E at the end of custom by mistake. There we go. And we'll save that. That's it. That's all we've got to do. Now we can go into X-Plane and we're going to have a flight around London once again, taking off from Echo Golf Lima Charlie. That's London City Airport. And we're going to see maybe fly towards London Heathrow, but predominantly have a look around. So I'll join you once I'm loaded up in X-Plane. Okay, so we're loaded in, and I have to say it took some time to load. It really took some time to load into this version of London. Now, something I am a little bit concerned about already is going to be frame rate. Now, a lot of you are probably going to go to me, why haven't I lowered my settings or anything? Because I want to show you a comparison from the last video to this. The graphic settings I've set are almost identical for both videos. So we're going to take off, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to fly out north. So we're going to turn on to a heading of probably 0 actually. We'll head on to 360 or something like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go from there. We're going to pretty much head over the same area of Lee Valley, around the Olympic area, see if that's all been put in. So we'll have a look at the Olympic area, and then we're going to turn back down, go over the City of London, past Ali Pali, all of that area, down from Finsbury Park, sort of over Hyde Park and Regents Park, that sort of area. Have a look for the stations, Waterloo, Paddington, Charing Cross, so on and so forth. Have a look, see if Battersea Park is there. All the bridges, we're going to have a look down that. We'll follow the Thames along, maybe past, I think Stamford Bridge is in this, so we'll go past Stamford Bridge, towards Wimbledon, head over Richmond, and then land at London Heathrow. That's sort of the plan. I'm just doing this sort of off the cuff, so I've just decided that now. So let's go ahead and get ourselves underway. And the first thing I'm going to say is already I can feel a frame rate drop. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. I mean, I know London's difficult, but this is... Whoa, yep, this is difficult. And I'm sure you guys can actually see the frame rate drop. Okay, now I'm actually going to play with this problem. I'm going to play with the drop. And if you're wondering why I'm going to play with the drop, is because I want to demonstrate this to you guys. I want you to understand what you're going to expect as you fly around. Right, let's take a turn to the... Oh, come on. Let's take a turn to the north, heading 360. Very interesting. And it does make it harder to fly, and that's something you've got to also take into consideration. How hard this is going to be then to fly. It's going to be very hard to fly this aircraft. Again, I'm not going to be doing anything too by the book, and the reason for that is because it looks like I'm going to be struggling anyway. Okay, let's have a quick look around. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's get our heading hold to where we are. Let's just make it easier for us to look around. There we go. That will do nicely. And I think we'll climb up to 1,500 feet. Make sure the QNH is fine. Yep, that's okay. We'll climb up to about 1,500 feet, and then we'll go from there. We'll definitely go from there. So first of all, let's have a quick look around. There's a lot of scenery. There you go. Millennium Dome already there, but that is struggling a huge amount. There's an immediate struggle there. This side, smooth. Or smoother, should I say. That side, my frame rate is tanking. And this is not with reshade. Again, I have reshade now disabled. I tell you what, let's bring the propeller back too now. Let's do some of this properly. 2.2 should be good for me. There we go, that's nice. That's good for me. Right, 1,500 feet. Should we level off here? Feel like we could actually level off around. In fact, let's just climb slightly higher, because I think the shard in that would be pretty close to us then. And let's use the... Let's trim this aircraft down and then use the built-in autopilot hack. Right, so we're just going to have a look. We're having a look around this area. There's a stadium right there. So currently, where are we? Let's take a look. So we've taken off. We're somewhere over Ilford. Yeah, that would be one of the main roads. That's the North Circular. Is that the North Circular? I think so. That would be the North Circular, because that would be the Wanstead Flats. Yeah, that's the Wanstead Flats. So the Olympic Park should just be there. That could be all the Olympic stuff. So we're going to head that way very, very shortly. Let's trim down. There we go. Continuing that trim downwards for 2,000 feet. And now we'll let the... I think now we'll let the autopilot controls take over. There we go. Okay, now we can have a look for ourselves. So, let's begin by turning over to a heading of 270. Again, I'm going to leave the scenery how it is for now, so you guys can understand what lag we're going to have. What kind of processor you're going to need for this. I'm running this on a single core 780 Ti overclocked by EVGA, a classified edition 780 Ti. I'm running this on an older Intel 4770K processor, which is running at 3.9 gigahertz currently. And with that, I am struggling. Okay. So if I look away from it, it's okay. If I look away from it, that's not too much of a problem. Let's turn on the fan. Alright, and what I'm going to do also is, since we are landing at Heathrow, I'm going to swap this out for 109 point... how do I do this again? There we go. 109.5. Like that. There we go. That will do nicely. That's the... Yeah, that will do nicely, and then that can be 109.52. There we go. That will do. Okay. Now we can have another look around. There's the struggle. So I'm going to keep an eye out. All the different areas. Okay. Right, the North Circular is below us. Yep, the North Circular is below us. There should be a football stadium. This is Tottenham now. This area is Tottenham. So I think White Hart Lane should be somewhere around here. And then there's a hospital just there. So let's see if White Hart Lane is around. There should be an IKEA here too. I've mentioned this before about the IKEA. Somewhere around this area. I can't see White Hart Lane. That should have been pretty easy to see. Okay. Never mind. And if we look over this side, we should see some of the Olympic stuff. There's the Olympic... Is that the Olympic Stadium? That possibly could be. Because that would be Stratford. I mean, obviously we've got the Millennium Dome, or the O2 Arena, whatever you wish to call it. I don't see the tall... should be a tall spirally building. That seems to be missing. Where's the railways? It's always a good way to be able to tell. There's the railways, yep. That's Stratford. That's a Eurostar depot. That's the park, so that's the Olympic Stadium, yep. And then Victoria Park and everything's around that area. Okay. Let's continue flying around this area just to have a look. That's Wembley. There's Wembley Stadium right there. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not brilliant, but you know what? That doesn't look too bad. Looks like it's not loading things in. That's an issue that I've come across now. It seems to be struggling to load a number of things in. Alright, Heathrow's out that way. Obviously, we've also got this combined with the VFR scenery. Right, so now let's turn in over this. This is the East Coast. This is the East Coast main line. So let's turn in over the East Coast main line. This should take us into King's Cross. I think. I'm sure this is the East Coast main line. Because that would be Finsbury Park? Somewhere around here. But you can just see how much it's struggling. So what I would recommend is, I think if you want to run this, either you need to bring your graphic settings down, or you're going to need a 1080 Ti. I think that's what you're going to need. Let me just see that. Yeah, that is the East Coast main line. I think. Because that way would be... That's where it's Barnet. And I know that it stops there, and then Potter's Bar and everything. I'm going to say this is the East Coast main line. If I'm incorrect, somebody tell me. Yeah, somebody please tell me if I am incorrect. But I'm just looking at how that railway crosses as well, and it is recognizable. So yes, I'm correct actually, because that is the Emirates. And that means that this here is the A1, I think. Because if that's the Emirates, oops, that's the Emirates, so that's Arsenal FC Stadium. There should be Highbury right next to it, although I don't know whether Highbury still exists. I think probably it doesn't exist. So that there is Holloway Road. Emirates there, yep, that's Holloway Road. So that's the A1 going into the city. Okay, good. That's all realistic. If you look out there, we've got that's Canary Wharf, HSBC Tower, that's all Canada Square. This is the banking section. Now I am going to say that the reflections and textures do look odd on these. Like for example, that building, that's not correct. The top of that is not correct. So that's all awkward. You're rendering, there you go, look at that. See, X-Plane is complaining now. Okay, let's see what else we can find. That's Jubilee Gardens. Yeah, that's Jubilee Gardens. There's not supposed to be houses there. That's the London Eye. That there is Charing Cross and the bridge that goes right next to it, which I keep forgetting the name of. It's going to be awkward because I keep forgetting the name of it. Millennium Bridge? Yep, that's the Millennium Bridge. It was quite funny. There's a story associated with this bridge, but that's another story for another day. That there, I think, is Southwark Bridge. Yeah, come on, zoom out. That's Southwark Bridge. That really looks nice when it's lit up at night. That's the Millennium Bridge, Charing Cross Railway Bridge. There's something a little bit awkward about this bridge. That's supposed to be Blackfriars, I think. That's Blackfriars. Just trying to work out what's what. Actually, no. Hang on. That's not the Millennium Bridge. Sorry, that's the Jubilee Bridge. That's what it is. Well, the Millennium Bridge is just there. I got that wrong. That's Waterloo Bridge. Yeah, going out this way. There we go. Now we get to see things. Okay. That was a bit embarrassing. So we've got a Tower Bridge here. That's Tower Bridge. That's London Bridge. There's the HMS Belfast. That's the Shard. Then we've got... That's Southwark Bridge. Then it's Blackfriars. That's the Millennium Bridge. That's Blackfriars Bridge. Over on this side, we're getting Westminster. Oh, that's struggling. That is struggling. That's Battersea Power Station. There's Battersea Power Station right there. So the one that's right near Battersea Power Station, I've forgotten. What is the one right near Battersea Power Station? I bet you it's just called Battersea Bridge. And that's one that I actually don't know the name of. And then that's Battersea Park. Okay. Alright. Well, like I said, it's struggling. It is struggling. Now if we look back here, I'm hoping to be able to see Waterloo Station behind us. That's the cheese grater, that's the gherkin. Those buildings need to go. They definitely need to go. That's Charing Cross Station. Charing Cross Station right there, that's good. So that wasn't there last time either. Waterloo Station's just behind us somewhere. I'm fairly sure of that. Tell you what, we'll loop around again. I think I'm going a little bit too fast, that's what it is. Let's and it's difficult to look around. Let's turn that way. There we go. Tell you what, let's go into an outside view and just see what we can see. I'm not entirely familiar with this side of London. I will say that. That looks like a BT tower, but I don't know which one that is. Right. Oh, that is struggling. That is struggling massively. Alright, that there looks like the Oval. That's a cricket ground. I think that's it. That must be the Oval, right? Because there's Waterloo Station. Yeah, there's Waterloo. And that looks very accurate. I am sure. Hang on, if I look at this, yes, that's got to be the Oval. It's got houses in the middle. That needs somehow we need to get rid of those houses. But that is the Oval. So that road's there. That's Battersea there. Paddington should be out that way. We'll go towards Paddington. That might be Paddington right there, I think. We'll go towards Paddington in a bit. I just want to have a look around at all of these. Obviously, all these buildings are custom. There's that weird building that I don't know the name of. It begins with D, I think? Something Tower. So there's that. That's been seen in other games before. St. Paul's Cathedral, right there. So that's City. That's City of London. Okay, the Shard has some weird reflections there. Like I said, that's all of that financial district. Where's is it Tower 42? The NatWest Tower. That should be amongst that too. That one there, maybe? No, I can't actually make it out. Can't make it out at all. And then back over towards Canada Square, Millennium Dome. I'm still going to call it the Millennium Dome. This is what I've known it as for a long time. Alright, let's turn back. So it's actually doing better on frames than I thought it would. I will say that. I thought this was going to be almost unplayable. I want to see if I can see the... Right, hang on, where's that? That's there. So we got... Where would the Cutty Sark be? That's what I'm looking for. Just here there should be something. Sort of. That's the Queen's House, I think. And the museums. There should be the Royal Naval Academy just here. That's the marina, yeah. Cutty Sark should be just there. And then the Royal Greenwich Observatory is just there. So that's missing. So that's the Greenwich Observatory is missing. That building, yeah, this shouldn't be here. There should be a hospital here. Or the former Greenwich Hospital. Or Old Naval Academy. Cutty Sark in that area. Yeah, that makes sense. Going past that again. Again, the Olympic area. I used to live around there. In fact, I've also, funnily enough, I've actually lived on that side as well, but not for long. Okay, so now we're going to cross the river again, and we're going to head directly over city. There's Tower Bridge. Looks all right. The roads need something needs to be fixed about the roads. That's the Tower of London, which looks nothing like the Tower of London. That's mildly disappointing. That's St Catherine's Docks, I think. I'm fairly sure that's that is St Catherine's Docks. That there is... Oh god, that's Smithfield, right? I believe so. Then what do we have? Just trying to recognise all the different buildings. It's not easy. It's not easy when you're in the air and when it's lagging. But that's kind of disappointing. I will say that. I was hoping for... I think what it is it's X-plane scenery above it. Maybe we need to move this scenery above X-planes. And maybe that would override things. I don't know. What I will do is, before I end this video, I will move the scenery up and see if it does anything. But the way it's running, I doubt it. There's Belfast again, the HMS Belfast. Let's turn the aircraft once again. Back onto a heading of 27. There we go. We'll go outside once again to have a look. Okay. Now just imagine this with ortho for XP as well. That would be one of the hardest things to fly in. I think it's just not going to be possible. I'll tell you what I will do is I'm going to put the scenery down right now. Now that we've seen what happens and how it lags it, we're going to put the scenery down just a little bit. So we're going to watch this. We're going to do number of world objects to high. Let that load. And it does take a little while. And we're going to see if that improves the frames. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head over Aldgate and Fenchurch Street. Well, actually, Fenchurch Street is... We're probably going to end up past that. I'll see if we can get... We'll go to the Barbican. So there's a Barbican, so we'll get around there, maybe towards Farringdon, over Smithfield Market, hopefully, if that's in here. Get towards past the museums. Great Ormond Street Hospital, I want to see if that's around, and then move over towards Mayfair and everything. And then Paddington Station, which I know is just opposite Hyde Park. Well, it's not exactly opposite Hyde Park, but it's fairly close to Hyde Park. So we'll see if we can get we'll get to Paddington Station. And then from there, we'll start working our way towards Heathrow. I think that's probably the best way to do things. So it'd probably take us another 20 minutes. Right, now that we do that, it hasn't helped on frames. Has not helped on frames. But you can see immediately it just doesn't look anywhere near as good. You can just see that that does not look anywhere near as good. You have to have the extra bits and bobs. So let's go back and bring that back up. I tell you what, I want to put that on medium, but I don't think that's what I want. Let's put the texture quality to high. Let's see if that helps. We'll see if that helps. So this is a live test, if you will. And then what I'm thinking of doing is we'll follow after Paddington. We'll see if we can catch the Hammersmith bypass, the A40 or the A4, all the way down. So we'll catch the Western Road all the way down towards the M4. And then we'll end up sort of going over towards Kew Gardens. And then we'll cross over the Thames at Kew Gardens once again. And then I guess we'll line up for Heathrow. So we'll get to Kew Gardens and then just basically line up for a landing at Heathrow Airport. So that should be a good way to end. And maybe, I mean, we'll see Wembley Stadium closer. We'll be able to see maybe the rugby stadium at Twickenham. That might be there. There may be hospitals, perhaps. We might get to see a bit of Wimbledon. Potentially, we might miss Wimbledon, actually. It depends if it's there, really. Okay, that's sort of helped a tad. Of course, we could also go inside and say, let's see if we can... That doesn't really help at all. Okay, so let's continue having a look down this area. So there's Hyde Park, there's Regents Park, St James Park. That's Paddington Station. Over on this side, lots of familiar buildings. Plenty of them. Now, I'm not going to name every single building that's along this place. I tell you what I do want to see though. I wonder what this is like at night. Come on. That's one of the museums. I want to see what lights up, what doesn't light up. Okay, unfortunately, none of the buildings actually have lights above them. Fortunately, it has made my frame smoother, which is odd. Let's go back to... No, not that. Some sort of daytime, so that we can see right. Okay, there's another train station. Right there, that's... come on, brain, King's Cross, St Pancras is that. And then that one there is Euston. I don't know why for a second my brain went, yeah, what station is this? And we know what that is. That's London King's Cross. That there is London St Pancras. And that there is Euston. And there should be a library somewhere here. Where's the library? Not there. Okay, no library. Oh, I wonder if the church is around. St Pancras Church, maybe? No, can't really see it. Unless I've just completely missed it. Alright, going over Regents Park now. So there's a... let's see. Okay, there's supposed to be a mosque or something around here. That's not there. Very, very big one. Nice gold dome on it. Looks pretty good. That's Hyde Park. So now we should be able to see Buckingham Palace around there. Can't really see it. That there is Paddington Station. Like I said, we're going to go towards Paddington Station. So now, what I'm going to do is let's turn to a heading of 210. There we go. Alright, so we can get a better look at this. So that's Paddington Station. This here, whatever this is, is that the what's the other cricket ground in London? Not the Oval. The Lord's, that's it, Lord's Cricket Ground. Kind of bright, but I think that's Lord's Cricket Ground, right near Regents Park. I'm pretty sure that's where it's supposed to be. Either it's right near Regents Park or slightly further up. I think it's there. I'm going to assume it is there. Around Hyde Park, again, things seem to be missing. Down Knightsbridge. That building's new. That the oh, come on, brain. Imperial College or something? That area? I think so. There's a museum around here too. There should be a bunch of museums. That might be one of the landmarks for the museums. Marina. Marble Arch, there's Marble Arch. That's pretty good. And then over there, can we see the Wellington Arch? No, Buckingham Palace is there. There's Buckingham Palace. There's that. Wellington Arch is not there. I'm glad to see that the Marble Arch is just there. That's alright. Again, Battersea crossing over once again. Should be coming up. There's Kew Gardens, I think. I'm fairly certain that's Kew Gardens. Looks like it. And Stamford Bridge should also be just around here. Where's Stamford Bridge? I'm not 100% familiar with... There's Stamford Bridge. That looks like Stamford Bridge. Yep, that looks about right. And then, yeah, that's Stamford Bridge. So where's Fulham? Not too sure. This should be pretty close. That, I think, may be Fulham. Don't quote me on that, though, because I don't know the location of football stadiums. Not that great with football. Right. So continuing across the river. Actually, no, wait. Is it Fulham's one, like, on the banks? I can't remember. I don't know where Fulham's stadium is. That was definitely another football stadium. That does look like Kew Gardens. Let's fly over that way. Let's fly over that way, and then we'll line up and get ourselves going for the airport, to land at the airport. Like I said, I genuinely don't know too much about this sort of area now, but I'm fairly sure this is Kew. Let's have a look at the roads. Hold on, let's have a look at the road setup. So this here is... That's the South Circular. There we go, that's the South Circular. That's Richmond Park. There's Richmond Park. Yeah, so that has to be Kew Gardens. Yes, that's part of Kew Gardens right there. Okay, lovely. So there's that. And there's that there. Now is that Twickenham? Over the river, across from Richmond Park, Twickenham. I think that's Twickenham. So they've got Twickenham in, that's lovely. There's Heathrow right there, and there's Wembley right there. And now let's get ourselves landing at Heathrow Airport. Okay, here we go. Okay, so hopefully that's been good. That's been a good explanation of the area for you. Yeah, I think that's Twickenham actually. Yeah, that right there is Twickenham. So hold on, was that the one I saw? Yes, it was. Yeah, that's I'm fairly sure that's Twickenham. Across from Richmond, across the Thames, yeah. So that's pretty awesome. Slow down a little bit more. Just get a descent running. Landing gear can come out. So that's the VFR objects for London. What's it like? Let me reiterate. It is very intensive on frames. Let me reiterate that. That's not to say that it's not good. I think it's really good. It's not perfect, but I think the fact that we don't have these and the fact that this brings them in is absolutely awesome. So I would highly recommend it if you have a powerful computer. If you don't have a powerful computer, I think maybe a GTX 980 would do the trick. So if you have a GTX 980, you should be okay. But anything less than a 980, probably cannot recommend it. It does have an effect, especially as it's London, and we know that London always has a problem in all flight sims because of just how detailed London has to be. And you can actually see that I am struggling to bring this aircraft in just because of a frame rate, and all the stuff is behind us now. So this is just pure out London's frame rate coming into an airport that I am struggling with. I mean, I think we're getting there. We're certainly getting there. I kind of feel like I want to do a faster approach now. Just being as careful as I can to bring this aircraft down. Now, obviously we've got the Orbex UK coming out. Now I'm hoping that Orbex UK manages to do this without all the trouble of frame rate drops, massive frame rate drops, so on and so forth. But even if it doesn't, it would be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting for me to compare these two to see what's the Freeware version of London like, what's the Orbex version like. Obviously Orbex is going to be true England, so it's going to have everything. Well, I'm going a little bit too fast. So Orbex is going to have a lot more, but it would be definitely interesting. Hey, Myrtle Avenue isn't in this. Why is Myrtle Avenue not there? These houses shouldn't be like this. It should be houses like that. I know I'm slightly high up, and Concorde should be parked just here, right near that car park. It just sits there, lying in wait until it's called up, ready to take to the skies again. So this is the one of the perimeter roads that we're coming up on. Yeah, there should be a road just here. There should be housing all along this area. Can't wait until I can afford something like a 1080 Ti or something to really be pushing X-Plane to its limits. As we approach Heathrow, incredibly high. That's okay though. It's, we can bring this down very quickly. But you can just see how much a frame rate struggles in London. That's alright though, this is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on X-Plane 11. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. If you've picked up this VFR pack, let me know what you think of it. Does it have as much of an impact on your frames as it does on mine? Is there something that you found that can improve the frame rate? Let me know, and we'll certainly go from there. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. You can just see me struggling here with the frames, just to bring this aircraft down. There we go, we are down. Come on, brake, 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 turn off. There we go. Okay, don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadget. And like I said, your support would be massively appreciated. And also, you can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/ecgadget, and social media, ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me. Next time, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Maybe checking out another add-on and showing you how to do that. Or maybe just a general flight. I really don't know. Thank you very much for watching once again. And I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11.